It's a continuation or another part of what Shifali was talking about. It was IoT projects then, it is smart projects now. So that is why the two sessions were clubbed together. So you will have some connectivity with which they are going to present. Uh, Sameeksha is going to brief about some smart projects from the Department of Computer Science, which their seniors or teachers have been involved with. As Shifali had rightly said, every teacher is there to entertain you for the project ideas. Like how we had a faculty association for IoT labs, similarly, we also have association for project development in the departments as well. So you might have understood by now after listening to many sessions, engineering is not just studying some books and scoring marks. It's beyond. It's not difficult either, but it is all about developing some strategies, some plans, some tools so that you would reach the society uh, at a broader sense. Okay, so that is why today we have a session by Sameeksha on smart projects for Department of Computer Science. To speak a few lines about Sameeksha, I can say she stand parallel and equal like Shifali for the Department of Computer Science. Even she is known for her oratory skills and her good communication skills among the faculties and friends. Since first year, I have seen both of them performing on stage, holding the mic for formal or informal MCs, because of which they have taken the stage today as resource students in front of you. Apart from this, she's good in her writing skills as well, and they're all known to be work as team players. I can give an instance now itself. When they reached us for the presentation, there were some technical difficulties at Shifali's end. With no minute, they rectified. They entered the meeting via Sameeksha's stream, and they proved they are all team workers. They associated one another easily and they make the things happen. That is why they are considered to be proactive students of the institution. So here we have with us one talented student again, Sameeksha Jain. She's going to brief about smart projects. I hope Sameeksha, you can continue.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, Sameeksha, over to you. Have a good session. Students, please continue to support in the same way. Have a good time.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, ma'am. So, good morning, all.
Good morning.
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 Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning. I hope you all are safe, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll continue with the
yes,
session.
you too.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So I'm going to brief you about smart projects. So everyone's going to talk a lot about projects in engineering career of yours. As you have opted engineering, you have to be aware what is a project. And as my friend Shikali has told, what is a smart IoT project, and she had briefed what is a smart project. She told whatever project you're doing smartly is a smart project. Well, that's a very brief discussion on smart project. So, in the beginning, let us know about the contents I'll be discussing for today. The contents are what, why, and how of a project, when to take up a project, what are the importance of a project. This is very important actually. You have to know why it is given so much stress in the career of engineer. Insight of KSCST funded smart projects taken up by VCTNs. So let's go. What, why, and how of project. These three lines will tell you what, why, and how. The first line is for what. Projects provide a learning experience. Well, when you take up a project, it's an opportunity to synthesize the knowledge from various areas of learning and apply it critically and creatively to real world situations. That just tells you about what of a project. So whatever you learn, you just implement it. That is a project. That's a very simple description. And why of a project? A project means learning by doing. So whatever you learn or have learned, it comes to life in a project. And it's a chance for you to learn more, or else it's a chance for you to do by learning. I mean, like, learn by doing. Be ambitious but realistic. How of a project is be ambitious and realistic. So when you take up a project, you could have an ambitious idea, but you can I'm sorry, but you can really achieve in the time. In the time is very important here. So the next thing is you have to stay very focused. The first thing is you have to stay very focused. That is, if somebody has an idea on a project and yours is quite similar to it, just don't change the complete project. You have to change some things in it. So if you change the complete project, you now you don't know what stream you have to go in. Like, you're totally confused. The other stream you take, even that is taken by someone. So you're confused, right? So don't change the uh, idea. You just you have to change the idea. Just don't reduce your hope, concentration, or anything like that. Be focused. And taking guidance is very important. And you have many faculties. We have many faculties in the college who guide us, and taking guidance doesn't make anyone small. It just supports you. You get to know that there is someone behind you. That is very important as a supporter and something. So yes, going ahead, when to take up a project, it's very important to start early and go safe. So know what you know and what you don't know is also quite important here. If you don't know something, yes, as I told earlier, guidance, taking guidance plays a huge role here. Taking guidance from the lectures, or be it anyone, that plays a very important role as well. If you don't know a particular concept, either you can go and research on it. There is I guess you have come across this word Coursera. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, our college is enrolled in Coursera, and almost all my seniors and I myself have done a lot of course in Coursera. And that is one of the learning platforms. Udemy, Coursera, Solo Learn is also one of the learning platform. These are free courses you can take up. So yes, free में मिलता है तो लेना चाहिए. And stay focused on initial idea and work on it. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, focus is very important in an engineer's life. Seek guidance when needed. So these are repeating again and again. That means it's very important to take guidance, stay focused, and know what you don't and you know. So moving ahead, the importance of project in a person's life. A project can be very valuable showcase for your abilities, building teamwork and group skills, develop leadership skills, and boost confidence. These are some of the importance. There are like vast importance of projects. It plays a very important role in your resume. So the questions what are asked on your resume, like you give your resume or your curriculum vitae, and the questions are asked based on the project and the technologies you have used on the project. So it is quite important. That's the reason everyone stresses on projects. And one of the importance is it has a potential of deciding your whole profession. So, for example, a mechanical engineer can take up a techie project. He can, if he is interested in Java, interested in Python, interested in C, there's no restriction for him. He just have to do a project based on go-kart or something like that. There's no restrictions. He can take up his own will of studying courses and taking guidance from them and everything. And he can take up a project based on IoT, on ML, AI, anything. So that's one of the importance. And yes, as I told, it adds value to the resume and makes you stand out. So these are the insights of KSCST funded smart projects taken up by VCET. So what is KSCST is Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology. So I'll be discussing in brief of these three projects. The first is automatic detection of dengue fever with platelet count using image processing. This is ML based. All the three are ML based actually. Mobile application for automatic identification of fall armyworm. Android based app app for coffee plant disease detection with suggestive remedies using ML. So let's move and just know what are these projects in brief. So the first one is automatic detection of dengue fever with platelet count using image processing. The main objective here is to detect and count platelets to diagnose dengue fever. This actually reduces labor intensive time and cost. The technique applied here is to investigate the number of platelets. That is, this is using ML. They capture microscopic image of the blood smear, and from that they test the platelet, they take platelet count and they check it. So okay, before knowing this, I have to give you a brief of what ML is and how it does. ML is machine learning. You must all be knowing about it now. ML is a branch of AI, artificial intelligence, and it further goes into deep learning. So ML here you don't program, you just write algorithms. You write algorithms and make the computer do certain work. So you literally don't write program for each and every task. You give a general algorithm, it does all the tasks. That's the reason it's called doing task without programming. And coming to this particular thing, I'll be explaining what is happening here very briefly. So there are two phases in ML. One is training and one is testing. In the training phase, you take certain smears. Here you have I've shown an image here which tells you about the count of platelets. So, for example, we'll take platelet count and we'll be taking several images of platelets. Like the blood smear they're keeping it under the microscope, they're capturing a lot and lot of images. For example, I can't even give you a certain count, it's like infinite number of images, and they are putting it into the algorithm and they're dividing that into training and testing. So this training part is having certain images now. So in the testing part, you give the particular image what you want to know if the platelet count is less or more into the machine, and it compares it in the if the image is present in the training phase. So that's all happens in ML, and this particular technology is used here. It reduces the time required for getting proper platelet count, thereby detection of disease. So how it reduces the count, that also you must be knowing here. The thing is, earlier days they used to count platelets. Yes, this literally happened. They used to count the platelets and then give a report. Yes, you are dengue positive or something like that. Now it's not like that. It's very easy now. They just give this input to the machine and the machine does all the work. So this is about the project taken up by one of my seniors in the year 2018. Yeah, this year was a year when I joined VCET. So yes, moving ahead, a mobile application for automatic identification of fall armyworm. This is relating to agricultural sector. It's also a machine learning project. Armyworm is mainly found in coffee plantation. The main objective here, it just confirms the existence of worm. As you can see a image here, it's not a coffee plantation, I'm pretty sure about that. It's a image from Google, but it's how it works. The project, it's quite similar. You capture the worm, you capture the affected area, and it just confirms. That's what, as I told earlier, certain photos are given into the training phase, and the captured photo is a testing, and that is compared in the photos present in the training phase. If that matches, it gives a result as yes, this is a particular armyworm, is a worm called armyworm, and it is present in the coffee plantation. That's how this project works. So the is Android app based coffee plant disease detection with suggestive remedies using ML. So here what happens is, okay, one more thing you have to note here is these two projects are relating to agricultural sector and are very similar. So they have, in the 2021 batch, they have just modified the previous year project, and it has also gained recognition. So you can do the same thing. You can take up some of the projects are taken up by your seniors, and you can modify it. There is always a chance for modification. Change will be happening around, so you have to modify it a bit. So this project is an improved version of the previous, dealing with the same kind of disease. The main objective here is detection along with suggestion of remedies for a particular detected disease. Here, what it does is, as soon as it detects like if it's detecting the presence of armyworm, it also gives suggestions saying that the armyworm is present and you can use certain remedies so that it can be tackled. The problem by this can be tackled. This is what the project does. So I have given you three ideas for the project, and you can I've given you insights of three projects, and you can even improve all these projects. So yes, this was a very small presentation. Yes. Do you have any doubts?
Thanks, Anish.
No.
Thank you, ma'am.